to Mek Wi Talk.
Where we talk anything,
Everything.
but no profanity.
Yes.
Keep it clean and wholesome.
Yes, sir. Okay. Tonight
Good for commute,
is April 22nd, 2013.
Yep.
The weather was high in the 80s today, but this evening turned into a bunch of rain.
Oh yeah.
And high in the 80s and now lows in the 70s.
And you have to bear in mind when we give our weather report, it's accurate because we give 3-mile radius from home to here. So, it's perfectly accurate. No.
And the commute was a little wobbly this evening.
Yeah, it was, it was raining and,
And somebody tried to avoid the potholes.
Yeah, I drove in this evening actually, so, I'm very peculiar when it comes to potholes. I have to save my front end. But, my dear host here, co-host, is a specialist in potholes. So the city, the mechanics make a bag of money out of her.
Thanks.
You're most welcome.
Okay. On this day, this is a fun fact of on this day, April 22nd, thousands rushed to claim land in Oklahoma. The first nationwide Earth Day takes place, and Richard Nixon died on April 22nd.
Oh, Richard Nixon died on April 22nd?
Yes.
I don't think that guy was a popular president. No. I think it was either a scandal, some form of
What was that, Watergate?
Watergate and something like that, or something.
And then they said federal agent sees Elian Gonzalez. Remember that whole thing with the little boy?
Oh, the Cuban is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, what happened to that?
That's old
kid?
news, huh?
Yeah, that's old news.
But that happened on April 22nd. And the Deepwater Horizon drilling rig sinks while spewing oil on this day.
And so many things took place on this day.
Yes, indeed.
And then on this day, we're here again live with Mek Wi Talk.
Yes, Mek Wi Talk. All right. As we all know, the Boston Marathon search of this second suspect has finally come to an end, where this young man, very young man, he's only, 19 years old?
19 years old.
Is in the hospital, and they said he was shot in the throat.
Yeah.
So they can't get his statement yet. Which I
Yeah,
think is
but
very
they're still
sad.
trying to retrieve something from him through writing, I think. You make the write and then he would respond, because I don't know if he got his trachea somewhere.
Yeah, but it
his
doesn't even
throat,
say that whether he's out of the critical condition that he
No,
is.
he's in serious condition.
He's still in serious
Yeah,
condition.
you bet he's gonna get the best attention, the best doctors,
Oh, they
the
want him
best
alive.
everything. They want him alive. They need so much information out of this guy. You notice they didn't have a exit strategy.
I know,
They
but
just went into this thing.
bombed it and left.
The guy was partying too. After the bomb, he went partying. He figured more or less they would just go back to
their normal
life.
lives.
Yeah, normal
yes.
life. After disrupting hundreds of people's life, over 170 people.
They didn't have
were
a
injured.
plan B.
They didn't have a plan. No, their plan B was to come back later on and do more damage.
Oh,
that
yes,
was
so
the
they
plan.
just say they found a lot
Yeah,
of
because the amount of things they find, like,
I mean, this
harms
has
and
taken
stuff.
over the entire news. There was
Yeah, it's
hardly any other
consumed.
news.
It
My goodness.
consumed the news. It just, there was an earthquake in China. You didn't hear nothing about it.
Yeah.
The explosion in Texas. You didn't hear nothing. Boston Marathon consumed the
Yes.
entire news. This guy, come on now. Do not go in a boat that is on dry land. The boat cannot move.
I think he came. I wonder if they shot him in the boat, like while he was in the boat.
There were
But he was able to
crossfire-
stand up and come out.
Yeah, I think they had crossfire. There was a cross fire in the boat too. So,
I'm still not
the
clear
whole
on
thing. The whole thing came down with because the barometer. They set up the barometer there, but a few blocks down
The
there was a boat.
barometer.
The barometer, yeah,
Barometer.
right, yeah. But what happened? They give the order for no one to leave the
Yes,
house, leave
yes.
their house.
Well, good
the
thing
city
guy
was shut down.
disobedient. Yes, yes.
So this guy wanted for smoke, so he came out for the smoke. And when he came out for the smoke, he discovered he see the blood, and then he see the blood on the boat. So he
He
said,
thought it was
"Oh,
a dead body at first,
right."
and then then he saw the body move. But I would have been freaking out. I wouldn't have. Who goes and investigates? I would have called the police as soon as I saw the drippings.
No, but that's what he does. He
No,
did
but
that.
he looked in and saw the body move. How would he know the body moves unless he like lifted up the thing?
Yeah, but it's my boat, and I see blood in my boat, and it ripped. The thing ripped.
I
My
don't
boat
care
was
if it's
safe.
my boat or not. I'm calling the police first.
No, but what are you going to call the police?
They
to
always
say?
have to investigate.
Investigate what you're going to call the police and say, listen, I see a tear and a little blood on my boat.
That you know the city's shut down, so any kind of blood, they're gonna come and check it out.
Yeah, he could have gotten shot. That
You
guy could,
You
yes.
think I'm gonna go in and look in a boat knowing that there's a crazy
Yes.
person
Only
out
certain
there?
people do stuff like
Exactly.
that.
Not mentioning any
You're right.
names.
The
but
next
you
thing you
guys
go
know
and
what I'm
put your
talking
head
about.
up. The next thing you go up and peeping down here, pow!
Exactly. Who does that?
Had to do this again of casualty. So you're right. You have a point.
I'm not gonna look, my boat or not. I'm calling the police. Hey, I see blood in this neighborhood. Come look over here in this boat.
And
Period.
possible he would have stayed there and died because
Yeah,
he
it was
losing
his-
he was losing blood. Then
Yeah.
he was getting weak, dehydrated and stuff like that.
So God knew what he was
But
doing.
the first phase of this thing is over now,
Yes.
right? You know,
Finally.
the city getting. My brother said the city getting back to normal.
Big ups to the Boston police.
Yeah,
for-
you guys did Boston cops and the security forces. You
Yes.
guys need to be applauded. You did an excellent job.
You
from
moved quickly.
all the security forces involved, including
Yes.
the FBI, secret FBI, and
EMS, all
EMS, the first responder. You guys did an excellent job. Big up Boston.
Okay. In other related news to that, Washington tempers flared at the Senate hearings on immigration legislation as a Republican senator objects to a Democratic criticism of this whole illegal immigrants.
This whole immigration thing, we have like 12 to 13 million undocumented people here.
Immigrants living here.
Immigrants living here. The Democrats want to come up with legislation that would get most of these people, or if not all people, you know, based on their circumstances, to be straightened out. But their take on the immigration bill and the Republican, it's not, in some cases they're not on the same level.
Right.
You understand? And as you say, they're flare up there. I don't know, because they want to link this with the Boston thing, like
yeah, with the
it's a
Boston
terrorist.
Marathon, they're trying to pretty much post the blame on who's responsible for these two young men in the country, and the oldest brother that got killed. He went away to their country and stayed for
6 months.
and they didn't investigate. So I think they're trying to point fingers.
Yeah, I get to understand he didn't take the citizenship too. Because they came in, some of, you know what they call the program, like they were trouble in the country and they come up on this thing like, immigration, what you call it?
Yes.
Like, they have persecution, they're trying to avoid persecution, but they
Yes.
think that's why they came here,
Like a temporary visa.
No, not really temporary, like the persecution in the country, so they have a term that they use and they apply for that thing. I'll get back to it. So, yeah, the not really the amnesty, but alright, we'll get back to that. We're not going to burst our brain on that. But I get to understand that the FBI, the Russians were notified the American government here about this.
Yes, that's like, that makes us look so stupid, I think.
Like, the 6 months he went there in training and they were suspicious.
So they can say, I told you so.
Right, and this guy, the oldest brother, wasn't properly monitored. I guess his head weren't tied up with certain stuff where it didn't look like certain things. So I guess I won't go any further than that. But he wasn't properly
he
monitored.
Wasn't standing out like
and
the rest.
if they were monitoring really closely, I guess this whole thing could have been avoided.
Yes.
But thanks goodness he's getting back. And the young
this
one
man's going to be brought to justice and take the rap for both.
Yes, he's going to have a lot of answers to give the younger brother.
Okay. In Miami news, it says an armed robber shot a 73-year-old man who fought back with his cane when the robber tried stealing his gold bracelet. In the incident happened at a parking lot in Walgreens. Poor guy was probably picking up his prescription, and some idiot tries to rob him, and he fights back. Like, he's fought him off with his cane.
Yeah, I mean, he's fighting back. Maybe that gold chain is really sentiment to it. It has some special attachment to him, and he's gonna fight back. But my 73-year-old friend, you are knowledgeable in age. You've been around for a little while, and
exactly.
your life more worth than that chain.
gold bracelet.
Once there's life, there's hope. You can buy a next one. I know it may have some sentimental attachment to it, but please do not fight back. Please, your cane can't help these rogue unless you stick the rogue in it too high. Blind him in it too high. That's how if you're expert in sticking him, the rogue in his too high, maybe you could have a chance. But the cane won't help. So please, especially in Miami, don't wear your jewelry.
Oh my
It's
God.
it's
hard times
attention,
right now, yeah.
It's calling attention on you, and they will rob you. Be very careful.
Wow, over silly stuff. And this guy was shot in the abdomen several times, Miami police said.
The guy?
Yes. The
robber?
The old man was shot.
He shot the whole man?
Yes, he shot him.
This criminal don't even have a heart. You want to shot a little 73-year-old man after you rob
him.
Is
And he's in critical condition at Jackson Memorial.
well, let us pray for him that he may recover.
I mean, he probably got mad because the old man probably got a good shot on him.
Yes, don't rampage some of these old men, man. They still have it going.
Yeah.
They'll hurt you.
Okay. This news disturbs me. This next one here. It says a jet skier returns from Cuba. That's like trying to give ideas on how to come from Cuba to here on jet ski.
Oh, they're doing jet ski now?
Yes, 2,000 miles. 2,000 miles and 21 days later, a man who jet skied his way to Cuba and is back on dry land.
Is that much miles from here to Cuba?
I guess-
2,000?
On a
Well, I would have thought maybe it was 700 or maybe maximum 50.
on a jet ski. He's on those things that you ride on the water, the jet skis. He's riding this. And he encountered water, rain and horrible weather, but he made it through.
I think they're tired of the boat. That's maybe outdated.
But that's like
They're
giving
going
an idea.
But jet ski now don't take much passion, much.
Don't take many passengers, right?
No, it's just a one. I mean, it's a one man.
Yeah, or two. You can get
Or
one
two.
person on
Well,
that.
I think they minimize. Well, hey, I don't know.
Apparently, he does this across in different countries. It says he also traveled from Rome to New York on June 1st.
Oh, from Rome to New York?
Yes. On the
Oh,
jet
this is
ski.
not a guy trying to escape hardship.
No, but I'm saying this is putting out an idea like, you can, if you can jet ski, you can jet ski here. You don't have to get a car and get in the water like some of these people.
Not much people can afford that jet ski. This guy must be on a mission.
Yes.
You're trying to get away from hardship and persecution. You're going to get a raft or anything that could keep you afloat on the water and get you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but if you get a jet ski and you can travel there, that's pretty cool.
How many people can afford jet skiing?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you better learn to swim or you float or get some raft, or a boat or
Stop
something.
giving them ideas. They're not supposed to be doing it anyways.
Yeah, they could get all the ideas. Not many people can afford that. When you're trying to run from persecution, man, you ain't got nothing.
That's true.
Most of the time, you're pretty low.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And other Miami news, cats are being sacrificed. Offered as this the religious ceremony. It's called Santeria. Have you ever heard of that in Miami?
For cats.
Yes, they're now they're using cats. They usually use goats, chickens.
So what's this Santa Maria thing?
It's a religious ceremony that followers believe will rid them of evil spirits. So they sacrifice these animals.
It's something like voodoo?
And now they're moving on
something like voodoo?
Yes, I would say. Yeah.
Back home we may say hobia.
Yeah, this is now they're using cats, neighborhood cats.
I guess the cat may be cheaper.
That's terrible. They're using stray cats.
But I have a friend in Haiti, and he said cat is a very delicate dish for him. In Haiti. No, for real, he told me that. He said cat's a very delicate dish.
Would you try it?
No, I don't want to eat cat. I don't want any cat meat. Unless I'm not
you
aware.
probably already eaten it if you're eating Chinese food.
Oh my goodness. I hope not.
I'll have to look into the restaurant.
I hope not. But that's animal abuse, basically.
Yes, this woman is calling Help Me Howard on her neighbor because they found him with this cat already wired up and ready to go. And she told him to release the cat, and I guess they did back and forth. The police were called on the neighbor for sacrificing.
Oh man, that's a big deal. If you sacrifice the animals and the dog and the cat,
and
you're
of course,
in big
he lied
trouble.
about it.
You're in big trouble. You remember this guy with the what is the guy there with the dog? and he
Oh yeah, the football player,
Football
or
player.
basketball player who
and the
fighting
man
the bulldogs.
right, the man was driving in Miami, drunk and hit down a man, killed the man, leave his family. He got away. One of the sport guys, I think was the basketball player or something. And then the guy he killed a dog. Someone was in the dog trade business.
Yes.
And then he got him in it. He got the service
He
time.
served time, yeah.
for
It was
that.
like
So
5
imagine
years
if
or
they
so.
catch him killing cats and the evidence for it. The law is gonna come down on you heavy-handed, man.
This is.
For,
they
you need
shouldn't allow
what
it.
you need is Jesus. People, you need Jesus. The cat ain't gonna help you, okay?
Yeah, to rid evil spirits.
To rid evil spirit. You need Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus, prayer and fasting, go to church. And not any church. Go to a good base Bible church
Yes.
and give your life to Jesus. That's what you need. And leave the poor animals, mutilating them and stuff.
Yeah.
They can't help you. You know, remember this guy, you know, he was a hotel man then. He said he was a science man. And back somewhere in Jamaica then, you know, some thief broke in his house and took away stuff, and he was the first one down the station to report it to the cop. The cop was surprised to see he coming down there to report, and they break his house and took all this stuff. He should have known where his stuff at. He been retrieving all the stuff from people who go to him because he's a scientist, hobby man. So you think it's not real? Some of these things is not real. They're just taking the people's money.
Oh, like a psychic?
Yeah, taking the people's money, and you know, at the end you don't see any result.
Yeah,
And people
that's
falling
right.
for it. So if they're falling
People
for
are calling desperate times right now, so they'll believe
anything,
Yes.
anything.
Sad but true. All right, moving on. A city official criticizing a former Miami-Dade judge for threatening to leave the elderly residents without food. So there's this food bank that you go, and this catering company provides food, 1,300 meals for the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently this catering place that's been bringing them the food, it's like old bread, food with aluminum foil in it, melted wax paper,
What?
and they're giving this to the elderly people, this catering place.
That's a disgrace. This is America.
And this is a $9,000 contract, $900,000 contract.
Almost $1 million, $750,000, and giving the almost over $750,000, giving the
Yes.
people stale bread,
And moldy food,
moldy food.
and food with aluminum foil inside.
So how did they discover this? How did they discover this? Why were the people?
Some of the residents were complaining,
Yeah,
and they took pictures of it.
yeah. This camera is a wonderful thing. The picture evidence, and
Rotten
imagine
oranges. Oh, this
why
is
they
bad.
always try to cut corners.
It's
You're
bad.
getting almost $1 million to provide food and giving
Yes.
people moldy bread and stuff. It's a
Rotted
shame.
food.
That's deplorable. It's beyond. It's inhumane.
And so the company says, like, okay, it's not a big deal. None of the elderly ended up sick, so what's the big deal?
Oh, so none of the elders ended up sick with the stale food.
Yes.
Wow. So you know.
I guess if you're not caught, they figure.
Yeah, you know, sometimes some form of a stale food really good. It has bacteria, and the bacteria are good for you. It may sound strange or not, but some, but some
But not
people,
aluminum foil and other.
But
foreign
it
objects in your
surprised me.
food.
It surprised me that these elderly people weren't sick because they reach a stage where their stomach suppose, or maybe they get immune to it actually,
Exactly.
or their stomach is strong. But it's not anything some people can eat. The least thing, if it's not really in good condition or good eatable, edible condition, it will make them sick.
Yes.
But apparently, but how long this thing was going on for? Do you have any idea how long this was going on for?
No, it doesn't say how long, but they ended up getting a new company. Actually, they held the contract for a decade.
For 10 years they've been doing this?
Who knows how long it's been going on? But
Maybe some of these people are sick and it doesn't reflect in the food.
Food, right. It's
So
probably thinking
they're going to
something
doctor
else.
for something else and not knowing that is this spoiled food that they've been sick from. It's a shame.
Yes. Moving on. This one is a good one. Boynton Beach, Florida. Wildlife officials say a 6-year-old South Florida boy suffered minor injuries after being attacked by an alligator in shallow waters. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Joey Welch of Pompano Beach fell Friday in the afternoon in the water, and his dad and other bystanders kicked and punched the alligator, and the alligator released him. So At least it's not a sad
That's
story.
that's a lucky 6-year-old.
Oh yes.
I know the alligator maybe was real mad. He missed a dinner.
Yes.
Real, so you have to kick him. I get to understand that you have to like punch the alligator in the eye,
Yes.
in the eyes, and they'll escape.
No, I think that's a shark.
Oh, shark? Well, something get punched. Oh, maybe a shark. Yeah, one of those. So that was miraculous.
And it wasn't 8 foot. They captured it. It was 8 feet long.
Alligator?
Yes.
Wow, that alligator have been real mad. But you know something? A lucky thing, the parents, was the father, you said?
Yes, the father and other bystanders actually stepped in.
Came to the rescue.
Yeah.
Very good.
I would have been afraid.
That's miraculous.
I mean, I'm a good person. I don't know about taking that chance though.
So the alligator jumped out of the water and
snatched the little boy, and he only suffered like minor scrapes and bruises on his arm. So
that's miraculous. I'm happy. I'm happy for that little boy. Could have been my son. I don't have any 6-year-old. I finish with that now. I finish it.
Closed up shop, right?
Close up shop. Close up.
Yes, shop is definitely closed up.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. In other news, odd college degrees. People don't go to college anymore for your business and sociology and all these other good things. We have other odd degrees that you can get, which include fermentation sciences, which is a degree in fermentation. I don't know why you need a degree in that. To examine beer and wine.
Why you need a degree to examine beer and wine? I was talking to a friend the other day and he said, this is the only place in the world that you need to go to school to learn to wipe people's butt and to clean up people. Where in the world? Nowhere in the world you learn that. Why you need to go to school? To learn how to wipe people's butt.
And people are...
What?
People are paying thousands of dollars to to go to college for this stuff. They have gunsmithing and auctioneering. You know, those people who talk fast, they go like...
Yeah.
5, give me 5, da, da, da.
Why you need a degree for that?
Yes. These are the degrees that people are actually going to school.
And you know, people actually go out and boast, talk proudly. Do you know I have a degree in this, a degree in that? You don't need a degree for that.
Yes.
All you need is, if you don't know, you do not need a degree for that.
To know what's in beer and...
Yeah. What kind of review? What kind of degree? Degree for what?
And there's also people doing, going to college for puppeteering. You know those people who do the puppets?
Yeah. I mean, every degree for that. They need degree to wash a car, degree to clean the floor, degree for everything. Yeah. It's all about money making.
That's what it is.
Commercializing everything. Money making. You know, sometimes I get jobs. I go to, you remember the job, the job I saw in the paper? I went to look for this, this job, to apply for this job. This is the first I see the name of this job. I didn't know what it means. So, you know, when I went there, I know they have to train me. When I go for a job, they have to give me some form of training. It was a sexton. I was like, what the hell is sexton?
Right.
I didn't know, but really it was like a maintenance. He's a caretaker. A caretaker. It's a fancy word for caretaker.
Yes.
You know, or something.
For the church ground, the building ground.
But I knew they had to train me. I didn't know what it meant. And I'm so stupid. I didn't look it up in the dictionary before I went and applied for the job. All I know, I needed a job. and they have to walk me around and train me. So, you know. But, I mean, some of these ridiculous things they're giving degree for, it doesn't make sense.
I wouldn't waste my money
I wouldn't waste my money for that.
And poor parents whose kids decide to go to these.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not...
Like somebody said they have the PhD in something the other day. I was like, what? PhD to encourage people and this.
Like motivational speaker?
Yeah, you don't need PhD for that. And bragging say you have a PhD?
Yes.
He's joking.
All right. This is not necessarily local news, but it's a 53 king cobras were seized in a car from a man in Vietnam. It said a man was paid less than $50 to deliver these snakes. And these king cobras are the world's longest poisonous snakes. And they were seized from this victim's car.
A snake in the car?
Yes, he was transporting them for less than $50. He's
transporting snake, the longest snake in the world, for less than $50?
poisonous one too.
I mean,
yes.
$50 a what? An hour or $50 a
Just for the delivery, under $50 for this.
I'm not doing that.
Talk about, like, seriously.
No. I'm not. You're not. Is what? $50 per minute? Or what do you record?
It doesn't. It says just to deliver under $50. They felt bad for the poor guy probably.
Even if I'm going 5 miles minimum, or even 1 mile, I would say take away the 5 miles to transport the world's longest
poisonous
snake.
Yes.
In a car. In a car.
Yes, in a car. The deadly snakes were found in green sacks on Friday in the vehicle, where this young man was, who told the police that he'd been hired to transport the snakes from the northern province to another end of Vietnam.
What part of the world is that?
In Vietnam.
Oh, Vietnam. Oh yeah. $50 is a lot of money for it. $50 is a big money for them. I know sometimes we get mixed up with the $50. It's not 50. It's not in America. It's not even $50 is a huge amount of money for them. But if it make news, that means if it make the news, well, if it make the news, something is wrong. It's low.
Yes, it's very
something
low.
is wrong with that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's underpaid. That's abuse. That's being
more than abuse.
Yeah, that's oppression and repression. Come on now, $50. But why the guy take it to? Maybe the poor thing needed it. Desperation
causes to be.
Did you know I don't like desperation? I think desperation is a sin. It's a sin to be desperate because you make desperate means call for desperate action and situation. Sometimes I find myself desperate and I can make some desperate decisions, which cause more. May as well I didn't make it in the first place. It cost me triple time more.
Yes.
Yeah. Desperation is a sin. Worse than sin.
Don't quote him on that.
Yeah. I mean.
Disclaimer. I'm putting a disclaimer on that one. All right. In Tallahassee, the governor, Rick Scott, had maintained for 2 weeks in legislators that they would do the right thing and give every classroom teacher a $2,500 pay in their raise this year. So I think teachers deserve a raise. This is
there's a trick to it. I was talking to a friend whose wife is a teacher. I said there's a trick.
What's the trick?
At the end of the year, the $25. Luckily, they get $1,200 out of it.
Why?
Like going home. That is when you say $2,500.
That's not the full.
At the end, it's not like you're getting the full $2,500 on your pay. And the pay was cut. So it's what they cut. They give them a part of what they had took away from the teachers. So
Plus they raise the insurance.
the insurance. Listen, is the insurance. You know what?
That's terrible.
Let me pass that. The teachers know it's a trick. It's a trick.
So they
but
don't
it's
want
politics. You call this politics.
Yeah, so the governor's
I don't.
himself
What
with
if he's him thinking of running again? I doubt it. He's a wise man. I doubt it. He's not. He's smart. Smart guy. He's not gonna do that.
Well, it says that state legislative leaders had been just insistent on saying that it was unlikely they would go along with Scott's proposal the way he wanted. So
yeah,
the House
because
and the
you're not
Senate
getting.
budget,
It's like giving you in the right in which one? In the right hand and take it away back in the left hand. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all the people all the time.
all right. Well,
And teachers are deserve to get good pay.
They do. They take care of
Yeah.
these kids. Their kids are in school, what, 8 hours?
Yeah, they really deserve good pay.
It's not right.
Especially those kids that are coming from dysfunctional families.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they have to put up with a lot of stuff.
All right. In other student news, 5 students were taken to the hospital in South Florida for a school bus crash. 5 of the students were hospitalized and suffered minor injuries. They were rear-ended. And we have to pray for our kids every day when they ride on these school buses.
Yeah.
I saw in a clip where the bus driver is texting while driving clear as day on the bus. They have like cameras.
That bus driver maybe be on substance. How can you be texting and driving?
Texting and
You
driving
need to
with passengers on the bus.
They need to be charged.
Yes. And you know there's a camera.
They need to ban him from cell phone. You need to be banned from cell phone. Period.
Yeah, it should. That's insane. And
Yeah,
with
you
people's
can't.
lives
With
on
people,
especially
kids,
in
children's
Miami.
life on the bus and you're driving and texting.
Driving and
Must be
texting.
eating cat food.
Or they read the newspaper while they drive too.
That's irresponsible. You can't do that.
That's sad. Sorry to start on another sad note, but 2 men were killed while skydiving in an accident. Authorities say the instructor and the student, or who jumped out of this plane, died in Florida. Both men.
That's sad. Yeah.
They were part of a jump in Zephyr Hills. I didn't know there was a Zephyr Hill.
Oh really? Is Zephyr Hill? I know there's a Zephyr Hill water. Zephyr Hill water, right?
Yeah. But there's a.
But maybe the water come from. No, actually, I heard that water come from up in.
This is
Tampa.
Zephyr Hills in Tampa. Well, it's 30 miles northeast of Tampa, and it says the plane took off, and then they jumped out, and only 20 of them returned. So this, like, skydiving's on my bucket list. I would love to do that, but I'm thinking because I'm with the instructor, I'm safe. But
Yeah.
the
But
jumper
apparently they
and the
weren't safe
instructor.
for the instructor. Both the instructor and the jumper.
The jumper.
The instructor and the jumper. That.
Yeah, they were
What?
found near each other. That's sad.
So, but the instructor should save it. Is the instructor duty to save the other is student?
Yeah. I
Something in the milk ain't clean right there.
Yeah, they said that they can't, answer whether it was their parachutes forgot to open or it's still on.
Well, it's very sad. It's very sad that happened. That accident is very sad. But I mean, I'm not jumping out of no plane. I'm not jumping out of no parachute.
I would. I think I would.
You would? Well, lucky you want one on your bucket list. Anyhow, we have to pay our bills right now. So, glued to your computer set. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
With Mek Wi Talk.
Mek Wi Talk. we talk about everything,
Anything.
but no profanity. Keep it clean and solemn.
All right. Before we go back into the news, I wanted to give you the interesting fact of the day. And the interesting fact is, on average, a person will spend 5 years eating during their lifetime.
Wow, wow. On average, a person will spend 5 years eating
During their lifetime.
during their lifetime. You mean during their lifetime you're going to spend 5 years eating?
But that's weird to me.
I
would
mean,
think it'd
they
be
maybe
more.
they're checking it at you think it was more?
Yeah.
No, what they're
I eat
trying
a
to say,
lot,
what I think
I
they're
guess.
trying to say is like over a lifespan, I think they might put it like around 70, say you live to around 70. They say that's 70 years and say, when they say 5 years, it mean like 5 years eating non-stop. They would take out of,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it would be like 5 years, add up
straight
to
eating.
5 years straight eating non-stop. Every day you get up 24/7 eating non-stop. So
I
they
guess
say a
that's a
person have
lot
an
then.
average of 70 years, or 65 to 70 years. 5 years out of that would add up for you eating.
Oh, okay. I get
And
it.
maybe some people, that's just the way they do the ratio, the research and the survey. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying, you have some people past that.
Exactly.
You have
That's
some
what I'm
people
saying.
could read. You have some people that
I
eat.
love to eat. Sorry.
No, you have some people that live to eat.
Oh, I don't live to eat, but
While some
food is my friend.
Yeah, but while some people just eat to live. But you have some people that, you know, I had a friend that at the job article. They banned the guy. I didn't know they could ban people from a restaurant. I was figuring more or less it's illegal. So I said to him, he said, do you know they banned my family from, they had a buffet restaurant
Oh, the
downtown.
all-you-can-eat buffets.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they banned him. I said, oh, could they, oh, that possibly in America? He said, really? They banned him, man. We can't
Some
eat.
people
We-
take advantage.
Yeah.
So.
He said he went in there because, let me tell you, this guy can pack. I've seen him, this guy eat. And he don't eat in front of nobody. He eats, the only
Secretly.
thing, yeah, the only
The
thing
closet
he
eater.
yes. He don't come to none of the Christmas party, anything. Because he don't want the people to see him eat. As a matter of fact, out of the almost 300 employees, he don't come to the party. Because that's not even enough food for all the 300 for him alone to eat. So you know, they banned him from the restaurant. True, it's a true thing
Wow.
downtown.
Wow.
So the one time he said he went there and they see they showing up and they all of a sudden they didn't put out the food. And they didn't put out the food and they keep putting out. And when they do put out the food, it was getting up. He went up and asked them, hey, you guys take so long to put the food out. They come out with the cheap stuff like some salad and
Just the
and
light
and
stuff.
so everybody felt it because of his family. They was gonna run that buffet restaurant in bankruptcy. In bankruptcy. I mean, this guy, when you see it, man, this guy can eat.
So he's past the 5 years. then.
When you have guys, if you run in a restaurant and you have guys like those who will come in and pay and eat, even when they're paying to eat,
And they banned you. That's pretty.
even
bad.
when they're paying to eat, but not a buffet, you could make a profit because every time he would come up and pay and then you get his portion. But you have some people you cannot allow them at your
Yeah,
buffet
so you're
restaurant.
limited.
You're going to run in bankruptcy, guaranteed.
And also, the word of the day is crawfish. It's a verb.
Oh, the word of the day is crawfish. How do you spell that?
Crawfish. CrawFish.
Oh,
As
crawfish.
opposed to crayfish, which is what I thought crawfish was. But
So what's the
apparently
meaning of crawfish?
not. Crawfish means to back out or retreat from a position or undertaking.
How can a word crawfish mean that?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But
It doesn't make
it's
sense.
a real word, crawfish.
So crawfish mean to back out of a deal
Yes. Or retreat from a position.
or retreat from a position. Listen now, it's crawfish, but you have crayfish. Crayfish is
The New
one
Orleans
is the
special.
one that swim, the New Orleans special. But remember now, crawfish is a verb, it's a word.
Use it in a
Don't go to
sentence.
the restaurant and ask him, could I have some crawfish?
I'm sure that's happened.
Yeah, there's no such thing as meat. It's not a protein. It's a verb. It's a word.
Okay, can you use it in a sentence for the people?
Oh, she want me to use it. All right, she want me to use it in a sentence. She's put my co-host here is putting me on the spot. When have you known me to crawfish on a deal?
Ah,
Right.
good job.
See, I
good
went to
job.
school. You know, I went to school.
Okay.
This is went to school. So with that, we're gonna have the Oh, you have the interesting facts already?
Yes, those were the interesting.
So with that, so we all, we are balanced. We have everything. When you come to Mek Wi Talk, we tell you we talk about everything, anything, but no profanity. We also have the scripture of the day, which is, it blending nicely with the word of the day, right? Crawfish. Yeah. The scripture is taken from Matthew 5:37. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these committed evil. So if your word is not nay, nay, when you give your word have to be yea, yea, or nay, nay, and you mean. If you say yea, yea, and you don't come through with your yea, yea, you actually sin. Remember that. Yes. Remember, you sin. It's a lie. And that's a part of the commandment. You sin. So this word go in accordance with crawfish. Crawfish
to back out.
So let your word be your bond.
Yes.
Okay? And if you know you can't come through, you come. If you know, exercise some dignity. If you know the deal, you can't come through, just come ahead of time and say, listen, man, I don't think this can come through. I don't think I may be able in doing that. But don't say yea, yea, and nay, nay, and then you back out of it. It's evil. The Bible tells you, these committed evil. If you do it and you don't come through with your word, you committed evil, and it's a sin.
All right, thank you, Pastor Hall. All right. Before we go into the news, be sure, coming up right after us is night shift at 10 to 12 a.m. And also during the week, you can catch Reggie Smith with Tech Pulse at 10 a.m. to 12. Be sure to tune in.
I know, but informative, real informative and interesting show. So make sure you tune in.
And also on Thursday, we'll have a special guest, R.J. Green.
Yeah, R.J. Green will be here with us on Thursday. Our guest, he's an
He's
author.
Just stop by.
Yeah, he's going to stop by. He's a very busy guy. He can't stay long with us. He's going to stop by for around 5 to 7 minutes, and then he has to run. Yeah, his plate is like whoop. He has a lot of engagement. He's a singer too, producing stuff. So he will stop by on Thursday. So make sure you tune in on Thursday while we interview with R.J. Green.
All right. The Local 10 News has this segment called What Drives You Crazy. So on today's What Drives You Crazy is somebody put those stickers that you get, your registration stickers that you put on your license plate?
Yeah.
They left their old stickers on the plate, and it's like 5 different dates.
Yeah, I hate it. They should. It's just a sore. It's just a high sore.
Yeah.
I hate seeing it. They're not neat. They have the sticker all over on the license plate.
I haven't yet to see one.
It's disgusting.
Everywhere.
Take a blade, even put it on the existing one, for goodness sake.
Put it on the
existing one. It looks nasty. It's nasty.
I guess they're trying to prove that they have all their.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no purpose. It doesn't serve a purpose.
It's just a high sore, man. I hate seeing it.
So it doesn't.
It's just something. It's nothing but laziness.
Yes.
They don't want to take the time to put it over neatly on the existing one, or to just take a blade.
But they're hard to take off. I've tried to take one.
Well, build it up. Let's build it up on the old one. Build it up.
And then it'll
or maybe they're afraid someone will steal it and stick it. In Boston they used to steal it.
They steal them here.
They steal it here too?
Yes,
in Boston you go out, the police pull you over. Do you know the reason why you're being pulled over? No, officer. Where is your sticker on your plate? Really? You go out, it's cut off. The piece of that plate is gone.
The actual metal plate?
Yeah, they cut the plate. They don't have any time. Maybe anyone may catch him stealing that tag.
What?
They cut it off in Boston. Maybe it used to happen in Boston. I mean, desperate thing, man. Those guys are. They put the true meaning for desperate.
Well, I heard that they do that here in Florida, but they take a razor and like scrape it off and take it that way.
Yeah.
But it won't stick anymore. So now this guy.
No, it won't stick. You have crazy glue and all kind of glue that could just put it on and stick it on.
So a coworker of mine says to avoid this happening to you, what you can do is when you stick the yellow sticker on your, make sure it's like the other ones are taken off from underneath it. Stick it on there real good, and then put slices in it. So when they try to take it off, it's gonna come in pieces. Which I thought was an excellent idea.
That's an excellent idea. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Cuban, so he knows the little tricks.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
there you go, people. Make
Yes.
sure when you put your sticker on there, because they have been starting to do it in Florida. It does happen here.
Yeah.
Stick it on your plate and then slice it.
And don't have them all over the plate each year.
Yeah.
Each year.
Yeah, that's the distraction.
It's a it's
An
nasty
eyesore.
looking. It's not appealing. Please.
All right. In Hialeah, a 95-year-old Cuban immigrant finally becomes a U.S. citizen on Friday.
95-year-old
Yes.
fighting for citizenship.
Yes.
What have that to do? This 95?
Oh, Cubans
When I
are
reach 95, what am I gonna apply for? What? So for Social Security?
probably for Social
Okay,
Security.
it's hard to be for Social Security. Well, kudos to you, man. I mean, 95 fighting for citizens. I wouldn't even bother with that.
Well, it says he was one of the 181 men and women from 34 countries who took part in the ceremony. So he's in good health. I mean,
Well,
95.
actually, I was reading up on a lady in Jamaica. This lady is 102 years old and she is still active.
Wow.
I mean, she's dancing, she's doing everything. It was exciting reading about this lady, and she's 102.
Wow.
And she was telling about her past story, and one of the one that sticked out, it was like she used to do a lot of work, and she worked hard. And
Yeah.
one of the thing, one of her finger like bent, twist, and she was
sprained?
she was relating the story of she was working at this police station, and the police wanted to get with her, involve with her, and she refused. So one day while she was there cleaning the police floor, this wicked policeman stepped and broke her finger. And then broke her finger because he's not getting his heart's desire. So
She was on the floor.
cleaning the floor.
Oh, okay, I
That's
see.
way back in the days, man, when you
Yeah.
have to use the dye and stuff and clean the floor shine. So he reported, she reported the case, and the police was relieved from his job.
Oh.
I mean,
gosh.
that was way back. I didn't believe stuff like that happened in Jamaica, so that was part of her story. And
It's like a testimony.
but she's really fit,
Yeah.
102.
102.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
she's still active,
God bless
and
her.
she's reading without the glasses. Have
Wow.
mercy, I have to be reading with my glasses. She's reading. She's blessed.
Well, I'm blind, so.
Yeah, God bless her. Bless
Yeah,
her heart.
God
Yeah.
bless her,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Before you go into the world news, I have one thing to add on here. It says a man in Great Britain may have experienced a case of divine intervention while doing his laundry. He's claiming that when he spilled fabric softener on a t-shirt, he was surprised to find a resulting stain that looked like Jesus.
It's hallucination, man. Jesus don't come in liquid state, okay? Jesus is a spirit, okay?
And
He's
said-
invisible, and he's not gonna come on a dirty laundry when you throw the liquid on it. It's
Fabric
just your
softener.
imagination running away from you. All right? So Jesus don't come in that form.
Oh, we should
Alright.
have the picture for
What-
this one. It's hilarious. I mean,
Yeah. So, so it's
oh, good. They have the picture there then. Good. So you see that it says he didn't, when the t-shirt was the right way up, it said it really didn't look like it, but when I guess you turn it around, it supposedly looks like Jesus.
possibly it's a message sent into this man. Maybe he need to be converted, and maybe he's been hearing about Jesus, and he's not making a move. So now we see Jesus. I hope it convince him and say, "All right, let me change my life."
Yeah.
Though it's not the real Jesus, but maybe things happen. Things do happen.
Yes, that's true.
Maybe he might say, "Oh, this is a sign, man. Let me start going to church."
Yeah.
It take anything it take to change up your person's life.
I think
I'll
he's
bet.
trying to get paid. There's people who say, "Oh, I have a potato chip shaped like Elvis Presley," or some
Yeah.
cornball stuff like that.
Yeah, but
But I saw in the picture that it did kind of look like, a picture of Jesus holding his arm.
that's.
But I mean, so what? What does that mean? Like,
Well,
what?
it could be a sign.
Well, like you said, yeah. it could
Yeah,
be a
because
sign.
because most of the Jesus they give, the color they give it Jesus is not his color anyhow.
Oh, we were talking about that.
Jesus is not. The color
a
they put on the
Jew,
portraits of Jesus is not even Jesus.
Yeah.
Right. So we leave it right there. We leave it right there. Now we're going to go into our international headlines, and there's so
news.
international headline, and there are so many things to say. So many things are going on around the world. I'm
Yes.
telling you, man, it's look like it's the closing of the day, and it's just not the news. They're not getting better. You have solid news, very few good news, and you have some ridiculous things happening. Sometimes it makes you ponder what is going on.
Yes.
Well, as you know, that the earthquake in China over the weekend, a 6.6 major on the Richter scale magnitude earthquake. For good, it was miraculously the damage wasn't that bad.
Oh really? They didn't even put that much in the news.
No, it was not in the news because the Boston thing consumed all the Boston
yeah.
Marathon consumed all the news. The marathon in Britain went well. There was no it was incident free.
Well, good for
But
that.
the earthquake is in China. They said it's around basically 188. Let me see. It's at 188. It's the earthquake 6.6 magnitude. The China's southwest Sichuan province. So rescue workers are relentlessly working to retrieve survivors. They're
How many people? Does it say how many people were killed in that? Must have been 1,000.
Yeah, the death toll stands at 188.
Wow.
With thousands injured and homeless and in need of food and water. Basically, there are thousands that in the need of basic necessities.
Right.
And in an earthquake, that's normally the case. Some are misplaced, hardship, and they need that. So, luckily for China is like quarter of the world population, and
yes.
having an earthquake, 6.6, and but they're still on the search and rescue and recovery mood. So I hope one person dies, one too many.
Right.
So we still have the affected families in our thoughts and our prayers over there in China. And plus, it's not only that. The bird flu is on the rise in China too.
Still bird flu?
The bird flu is still there. It's not under control, basically, as to what's going on. It's on the increase in China. So it's a combination of the bird flu, the earthquake, and then China, and it's being pressure to talk to North Carolina, to North Korea.
Yes.
North Korea, we will come back to that later on in news. The next general news in India. In India, it's crazy thing going on over there in India. As you know, in India, around April 14, there was a rape of this 5-year-old girl.
Wow.
They raped her, and when she was found, she was semi-conscious.
Oh boy.
And they raped her, had her like for 3 days, as it said here. But there's a second arrest have been made in the connection.
Oh good.
With the alleged rape of a 5-year-old girl in New Delhi, India, that took place in April 14. The first arrest was the girl's neighbor. You have to be careful with your neighbor, the girl's neighbor.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with your young.
Kids,
What is on a 5-year-old girl to rape? Come on, they're inhuman. They're like animals.
Animals.
They're heartless people.
Yeah. Yes.
You mean, there's a common thing though. It's a common thing in India.
Over there, yeah.
It's a common thing when it comes to women, dignity and the respect of, the certain thing women. It's like a cultural thing. And it's as a matter of fact, it said from more than 7,000 child rape cases were reported in India in 2011 alone.
Wow.
So, it's an ongoing thing, and they're abducting these little childs and molesting them and raping them. But this one was repeatedly, she was repeatedly raped. And, there's a big demonstration going on. They're calling on the government, the prime minister to do something about it.
Yes.
And it's very sad. But this case draw a lot.
Yeah.
It draw a lot of attention. So gradually they may be
doing something
there
about it.
gradually, but they're far as east from the west in getting to a satisfactory level where these little kids can be rescued.
Yeah.
The case 7,000 in 1 year alone, and that's what reported. Remember now.
That's true.
That's what being
report
reported. Maybe that is 1/3 of the case that's been reported. So it's a serious thing in India with the child, in India. So there's a second arrest. And listen, I think the law they should be dealt with in the fullness
extent
of the law. Leave those little kids, let them grow. They're the future.
And it's time for our
It's the
break.
future of tomorrow, and it's time
For us to take a break, and we'll be back with Mek Wi Talk. Welcome back to Mek Wi Talk.
Yep.
We had just started going into our international news.
Yeah, so we're back on them. You know, North Korea is busy in the headlines nowadays, and they want to negotiate. Last week they want to negotiate, but they are putting up certain things that, you know, if we want to negotiate with them, these are what they're expecting. But I don't think it's going to fly because the North Koreans are North Korea says nuclear and ballistic missile programs are non-negotiable. And that's a sticking point. That's a sticking point. So if it's non-negotiable, I just wonder if that is non-negotiable, it is impossible to predict.
So they're
You know,
playing
to predict
hardball.
if any diplomatic effort will be achieved. Kim Jong-un has refused to listen to the international community at all time, and this game been going on and on for years. What I think they're doing though, I think they're just seeking attention. You know,
Right.
they always come up with things, they make the threats, and over the years they've been doing that, but still they're unpredictable.
Right, we can't hold to that. Like
Right,
they're
right,
not going to do anything.
right.
but it's like the little boy who
But
cried
you know
wolf.
that, you know, China is the biggest trading partner, and the other company are like pushing, asking China, listen man, talk to your friend man, this is your buddy. You know, talk to your friend. They're big. North Korea is China's, you know, the biggest trading partner, and China's top priority is to see to it that the Kim Jong-un regime does not collapse. That's China's biggest priority right now. So although they're trying to get China like to say, hey, do something about your friend, I don't know if that is working out. They're having a meeting this week, a critical meeting in Washington with the Chinese leader and Peng Hun something, the guy from
What's his name?
So, yeah, I don't want to mess up his name. Let me leave it alone. So I mean, so they're going to do that. So just hope, you know, let me be positive. Although, you know, we can be pessimistic.
Yes.
Time. Let me be positive that something come out of it. Because now South Korea is saying, listen man, North Korea has nuclear. So we want nuclear too.
Oh,
That's
God.
what
Monkey see, monkey do.
that's what they want. They are proposing that. You know, that they want the nuclear to deter, as a deterrent from North Korea, you know.
Nuclear what? Like bombs?
Same nuclear, they want a nuclear thing to just like
This
what
is
North
not
Korea.
like a pair of
So
new
it-
sneakers or Adidas.
Right.
This is like
But no,
major
South Korea said
weapons
they
here.
want it so they could deter North Korea from attacking them.
no. the
But
answer
so
is
it's gonna
no.
be spreading. So you're gonna say, listen, so that's a strategy South is using so they could get their nuclear arsenal as well. Alright, in Guatemala next door to us, not too far from us in Cuba, Guantanamo Bay in Cuba, there are a bunch of inmates, detainees. They are on a hunger strike.
Oh, for what now?
I don't really sure what they're on a hunger strike for, but approximately 84 of the detainees are on a hunger strike at the United States Detention Center at the Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. The facility currently houses 166 inmates. Suspected terrorists were sent there after 9/11.
Oh.
You guys, you're on a hunger strike. Hey man, good. Less obesity, more food for me. Go hunger strike. If you do the hunger strike and you all die off, less money to spend for security down there, more job for us. Yeah, man.
So they're saying that these are prisoners who are not eating.
Yeah, they're not eating, they're striking, they're on a hunger strike.
Oh.
So less food, man, less food, less work for the chefs, you know, and stuff, you know? Less things. So, it's my recommendation, you better eat.
Yeah. They have good, maybe the conditions are deplorable there. I'm sure
I don't
it's not
think
like
it's
the
that.
prisons here.
Yeah, but it's really American based in Cuba. It's an American, so I don't think they're really getting really a bad treatment because, you know, those group, you know, the humanitarian group will come
Down on
and
them.
them and
Oh,
stuff. So I think they're pretty in good shape,
All
not
right.
the worst of shape. Actually, there's an earthquake leading on to Mexico. You know, Mek Wi Talk, we toured the entire world.
Yes.
Now we in Mexico.
Yes.
Did you know that there's an earthquake in Mexico measured 5.9
See? See
on
means
the
yes in
Richter
Spanish.
on the Richter scale? Yep, struck Mexico on Sunday.
Wow.
There are no immediate reports of any deaths or injury. Wow, that's awesome.
See, who didn't know? We didn't even know about that.
Right, but you know something? Something we forget about the Chinese earthquake. while the earthquake was going on in Chinese, there was this lady, a journalist, and she was getting dressed for her wedding, and she get out and was going on reporting, interviewing people and stuff, but she wasn't late for her wedding. Man, this is a lady that is dedicated.
Yeah.
You call it extra dedication to your job. I'm getting married in an earthquake, and I'm going to go around and that's dedication, man.
Wow.
That's dedication. You know, wedding dress at that. She was in her wedding dress interviewing people, you know, and the grooms, the bridegrooms are there. I was like, wow. I think, you know, we gone over, we traveling across, we leave Mexico, so we traveled to Guantanamo Bay.
Get your passport.
We traveled to, where was it? We in China,
New
India,
Delhi,
North Carolina. No, we are heading to
North
over the
Carolina.
Dutch. North Korea.
Okay.
So why North Carolina, North Korea? Just always mixing up there. So we're now in Dutch. Dutch over there in the Dutch police have made an arrest following threats. There was this threat, this guy put the threat on the internet that they were going to bomb, like, you know, certain
people are crazy.
Yeah, certain school. They're going to shoot up at school. So in the city of Lindale, more than 20 schools were told to close. They closed more than 22 schools, and these are mostly primary, secondary schools.
Oh,
because
so they went viral that they were going to do this.
But what happened? It was awesome the way. You see how they do it over there? The threat was picked up by the Swiss. It's over there in Switzerland. The Swiss police, during internet checks at the weekend, Dutch media report. So what they do, they go and check. So these people are proactive.
Yes.
America would emulate all these things and imitate them. They're proactive, so they go and check the internet, what's going on. So that's why this was foul. If it hadn't been for that, it would have probably been a disaster.
Yeah.
And so one person was being arrested so it was for in that plot.
That's excellent.
That is excellent. In Switzerland, big up, respect in all aspects.
I wonder if we do that. We may do that here.
Well, if they're doing it here, they need to be more vigilant and you need to speed it up and make it more, you know, effective, make it effective. I guess they might be doing it here.
We have to check with Reggie on Tech Pulse
to
see if he knows anything about that.
You follow the other show that's coming, to see if you know. So it was fun, and thanks goodness, you know, they closed the school, well, let's say mainly secondary school, and the threat was picked up, and that, you know, one person was arrested. That's excellent work. And guess what? We're going over, we're traveling from Switzerland to Nigeria.
All right.
Yeah, Nigeria president, I love this. Let me tell you, if this name could only apply in reality to the president's name, Nigeria would be a better place on the world. His name is Good Luck Jonathan.
Wow.
Good Luck Jonathan.
Yes.
And you know, they've been going on for years with the Boko Haram. And it's a extremist, militant.
Oh, okay.
It's a militant sect.
They fight over
yes, extremist. And the government security forces always clash. And when they clash, let me tell you, it take thousands and hundreds of lives. But over the weekend, 100, it said like 180. Over the weekend, it's 185 people were dead.
Wow.
Well, they were killed over the weekend in Nigeria with the Hutu sect and Islamic sect behind. You know, they are the insurgency. Okay. Yeah. They have it for years going on, and the Nigerian security forces suspect that they were the one who carried out that deadly attack that took.
And they kill children, women, everybody.
When they're killing there, they take killing over that place as a hobby.
Yes.
It's part of the culture. They're heartless, like a Pharaoh type of people. You know, Pharaoh type. But you know they'll change. I just hope they'll change because he's saying he's optimistic though. The president is optimistic. Actually, he's saying
optimistic.
He's optimistic. He created a committee. He has created a government committee with to create it with a difficult task, and he said the difficult task is to talk peace with the Boko Haram.
The Boko?
Boko. He said Boko. Boko Haram. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Boko Haram.
Probably
militant
not.
Islamic sect. Well, let's hope that peace talk goes well. They've been trying this over the years, and it's instead of things getting better, it's getting worse. So you know they need our prayers. No, we are going to leave from Nigeria and land we're going to travel over to Canada.
Oh, it's cold there.
It's cold there. Canadians gathered in the cities. They gathered this weekend in cities across Canada, and they are celebrating. They gathered on Saturday to walk to mark the 20th of unofficial annual holiday celebrating cannabis culture.
Oh, I think
Yeah, a lot-
kids'
there's
son,
a lot-
it's called
yeah.
420 here or something.
Yep, it's all over. And
Really?
it's a large crowd rallied on Parliament Hill in Ottawa to promote the illegalization of marijuana.
So they can smoke marijuana there?
Despite the
legally?
cold weather. They've been doing it for 20 years. And the nice
wow.
part about it, man, they gather in Canada, Ottawa. And police officers, check this out. Police officers could be seen chatting with these in the crowd as the smell of pot wafted for blocks.
Wow.
This year's celebration comes with an extra dose of optimism for pro-legalization activists. I mean, that's
What do
so
you think
cool.
about this? What is your take on this?
Man, that's cool, man. The police, what the police are actually saying when I was reading the story, it was so interesting. They call these petty. They have bigger fish to fry. These are petty crimes where, I mean, the people smoke and things. Man, if you look at a picture, look at a picture, a guy was getting down with his weed. And I can just imagine
We're putting a disclaimer on that. We are not promoting marijuana smoke.
Now, what I'm saying though,
With the Bob Marley shirt on.
Oh my goodness, these police were enjoying themselves. I don't getting high for free in the crowd, man, just talking and they just puffing and they were there, they was there having a ball, I mean, decriminalizing marijuana, I mean, it's a herb. I mean, it has more advantage than disadvantage. I mean, any other herbs and stuff, anything you abuse is going to abuse you back, basically.
Right, moderation.
It's all about moderation in everything you do, and
Disclaimer.
it's a moderation. I mean, if you drink too much water, a lot of people don't know if you drink too much water, it will intoxicate you.
Yes, I've heard that.
It poison you. Too much of anything is not good. And so, marijuana, you use it, it has its purpose. So decriminalizing it is good. And, it will cause less crime. I mean, if you do, decriminalizing it might be, I mean, it will cause less crime because if you legalize it, the people will start fighting and everything. You'll have farmers, the government will make money off it. And so I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke, I'm not really promoting it.
Right, disclaimer.
But I'm from where, there's a lot of marijuana and,
with the Bob
it has
Marley shirt.
it has a lot of medical,
Aspects to it,
medical, it helps in a lot of medical things.
Glaucoma.
But like glaucoma and so stomach problems, it has a lot of, and pain for pain, So it really has its purpose. And as I said, if you abuse it, it's going to abuse you. It's just like taking a regular medication. The doctor said most cases say eat first. Yes. You don't get up smoking with marijuana and a hungry stomach. It's going to mess you up.
But it makes you hungry too.
It makes you, oh man, it makes
Not
you hungry.
Not that I know that.
I used to give the munchies.
I've heard that.
Yeah, back in the days when it goes to munchies. Yeah.
Heard that.
Yeah.
You heard that? Yes, I heard that.
Give you the munchies, but I mean, so they had a ball over there on Saturday, and the crowd was huge.
I bet.
So I mean,
a chance of
I wouldn't be surprised that the legalization of that would soon be materialized in Canada. All right, so it's here. You have parents. So we're traveling back. Oh yeah. No. This is in Australia. Let me see the Philadelphia.
Where are we traveling?
We're traveling to
Philippines.
No, that's not the Philippines. All right. I think we're still over there now. I'm thinking. Whatever. There are parents vigilantes on pedophiles. As a result, what these pedophiles. What did I say? Pedophiles. Yeah, they're nothing but pedophiles anyhow. But we say pedophiles. But yeah, so these parents. Yeah, these parents basically I think it's in Australia actually. what they do, they go online and pretend as they are like teens and the girls and boys.
Oh yes. This is how they catch criminals here too.
Yeah, so they're excellent vigilantes. So they go and then actually there have been 4 person arrests as a result of this. 4 suspected pedophiles.
They're going on like pretending.
Yeah,
that
they pretend and they go online and play with them, rap with them, and then go with the date and then they report them to the police. You know. Yes.
Sick people out there.
I love that. And we need more parents to do that.
Oh, these are parents doing it.
Yeah, parents doing it. And then they pretend as if they're little kids and stuff. I love it. I hope we should start doing that.
Talk about getting involved. I love that.
Getting involved. Yeah, man, getting involved. And they lock them up. Yeah. Leave the little kids alone. You guys need to be behind bars.
I think the police do this too.
You know.
They trap these people online.
Right. So going on, so that's Australia.
Before we go there,
before we go there, we're gonna pay our bills again. So you know we travel all over the world, but Australia I admire. Keep it up, Australia. Keep it up, parents. Protect your kids, your grandkids,
you inspire me.
Not only your kids but others too as well.
Good job.
A lot of respect in all aspects for that. We'll be right back with Mek Wi Talk.
Welcome back to Mek Wi Talk. Before we go into the rest of our international news, I wanted to remind you guys to please check out our website at www.getwellministry.net. That's GETWELLMINISTRY, getwellministry.net.
.net sounds back. So we travel all over. So as we said, we travel to Africa, we travel to China, we travel to North Carolina, we travel to India.
Carolina or
North Korea. Oh my goodness. North Korea, Australia, we all over the world, Canada, and now we're in Jamaica. We travel to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba too.
Yes.
So we back in Jamaica right now. So what I was saying in
Yaman.
Jamaica, we're back to the Yaman country. What I was saying right now in St. Andrew, is the parish of St. Andrew,
What's happening in St. Andrews?
Well, police assigned to St. Andrews South Division say their effort to keep the peace in high-risk schools, high-risk schools are blocked by many unconcerned administrators who have slackened on their duties to maintain discipline and order. What happened? There was a fight there sometimes the other day, and the fight lasted for like 6 minutes.
What?
And 6 minutes, and the uproar was there, and none of the administrators or the kids around, they were just hyping up. A knife came, and a knife was brought in.
Wow.
And scissors first, one get stabbed.
Wow.
Then the other guy went and retrieved a knife and stabbed the other one, killed the other
He
guy.
was killed?
He was killed. It was cool.
Wow.
And the police, the other side, he was really mad and distraught over the whole thing. That imagine none of the administrators,
Had
had
come to the rescue.
they heard this roaring sound and this uproar. Go and check what's going on. That life would have been saved if they had gone. And the kids reached a stage. The kid, one of the kids even gave the other child a knife.
Wow.
And they were there, and the guy was saying, I'm going to kill you, and then it's gone until it's, unfortunately, he succumbed. The child succumbed to the injuries, the stabbing injuries,
Wow.
succumbed to that and died. And it is on a tight, real investigation now, but that's something they need to get out
I
of
bet you they have it on video. Nowadays, these kids, when there's a fight,
Yeah, it was on
escalating in
phone,
schools,
basically.
they videotape it.
Yeah, and that's the student. What the police is basically saying, the student didn't have to die.
Right.
Basically.
Senseless
And it was
death.
because of the neglect of the administration and other even student that help cheering, those
They
kind
need
of
to
stuff.
bring back spankings in the schools, and
Well, spanking in the school, I don't think that's going to come back.
they're afraid of these. The
Yeah,
teachers are, the administrators are probably afraid of the students too. Then maybe that's why they didn't.
They didn't even get involved. Maybe that's why. So it's a big concern, and
should
they
call
have
the
to do.
police.
Come on, you have to do something about that. Get
That's
back the
terrible.
school together. The school should be a safe place now, but now the school aren't safe. You send your kids to school and you have to just pray. By God's mercy, they come home safely.
Yes.
And when we're praying, we can pray for our child alone. Our children have to pray for others.
Yes.
So the safety in school. So that was very the person news, and our thoughts and prayer goes out for that child, that child, family and parents. And they're trying to do in Jamaica. They're trying to install a thing they call CCT. That's closed circuit television cameras. There's no country in the world I think that's needed that like Jamaica. They're trying to install it, and I applaud the Ministry of National Security. And they start doing, to install a few. They're going to run those cables. They're going by the cable one. They want to go
that's
cables
what
and
this
do
is
it.
gonna help.
So it's going to help because it's helping crime. Yeah. Closed circuit TV are helping tremendously in fighting crime around the world. If it hadn't been for that in Boston, maybe these culprits, these terrorists would be on the loose.
Oh, and there's plenty of crime happening.
They would have been back if it hadn't been for those.
They would have been black.
They would have been black if they hadn't been for those cameras. And cell phones and cameras are really assisting, aiding up, in fighting crime. Yeah, especially in Jamaica,
even a good
the cell
old-fashioned,
phone.
what do you call those? 35mm cameras. People were taking pictures of their family.
But these phones have the ability of, taping.
Videotaping.
They're videotaping. And let me tell you, cell phone is a blessed thing. It's fighting crime, helping fighting crime. You have these stuff. That's a part of the evidence. So they're going to install these CCT across the entire country. And the country, it's small.
Yes.
So you install these things, man, it's going to help. I can't wait. I applaud you, government. I applaud you, applaud the government of Jamaica in trying to do such thing. All right, we're going to travel all over. This is where Australia. All right, is Australia this way? Yep. It's back over there in the schools. There's
Queensland schools.
Queensland school. What is this again? Australia, I think. All right, in Australia, Queensland school. There's a school over there, some school over there in Australia, and let me tell you, the suspension rate is going up because they are not tolerating. They're not tolerating unruly behavior over there. So there's a known school like They said like school excluded up to 44 students, and some state schools handed out more suspension than they had students in crackdown for unruly conduct. And the Queensland school is highlighted here. The Queensland Secondary School and the principal and the association, they all come together and they're trying to eradicate misconduct in the school. And they're not afraid in suspending them. And they say like school with low socio-economic situation and problem, those kids sometimes tends to erratic behavior.
Yeah. But if they're kicking them out the schools, I mean, that's just like pretty much a slap on the wrist because you're putting them out there now in society to...
But they're being suspended. Yeah, well, they're being suspended from up to 20 days. They say from up to 20 days, and it's an exclusion. And they are usually, some of them are usually permanent, they say here.
Wow, that's expelled. That's expelled.
Yeah, but they learn a lesson. If they keep expelling them, they will learn a lesson and start to behave themselves.
You hope.
Yeah. You said Queensland Association of the State School Principal, President Ellery Bacchus, said a combination of increasing bad behavior and principal being supported is taking a tough stance behind raising suspension. So they're not making any joke over there. He said in 2012, figures show the Kerwin State High School in Townsville, one of the state's largest, issued 44 exclusions last year, up from 10 in 2010.
Wow.
They're not joking. But here's the school. This school is our trailer. I would never send my kid to a school that is called Deception Bay.
Deception Bay.
Come on. What kind of name is that? Deception Bay. State High School. Also among the highest ratio of suspension. And it said here, 8 of the worst 10 ratio were posted by low socioeconomic status.
Wow. Well, before we wrap it up, the word that I was looking for that visa was asylum, an asylum visa.
Oh yes, they seek asylum. These two guys in Boston, that's what visa they came up, an asylum visa.
Yes. I processed those when I
she did a lot of those.
Did immigration.
Visa, but
many moons ago.
Right. So that's it.
So that's it for Mek Wi Talk.
That's
Thank
it
you for
for
joining
Mek
us.
Wi Talk. Yeah.